Hi everybody and welcome. Surprise! It's only Tuesday and we have another live tutorial this week. I know you weren't really expecting that, but here we are. It's me here, Matthew, and I'm presenting to you Jo, who's going to be doing our new Tuesday tutorial slot. So you might be surprised that we're going live, but get used to it because we're going to be doing it live every Tuesday for the next few weeks up until Christmas and then again in the new year.
Yeah, we might need a few days off at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more than that. I tell you, after this year, I might want a bit more than just a few days, a few weeks. I tell you, when Mum and Dad get back, I'm definitely having a week off.
Yeah, you should leave them in charge.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I think I will. I'll just be like,
happens.
oh, thanks so much. I'm so glad you're back. See you next week. See you next week. Have a nice week at work.
Enjoy.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm going to leave you with Jo. Feel free, as per usual, of course, to comment down below, to hit the... Oh, where's that button? There it is. Hit that little subscribe button as well, of course. And yeah, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be right just over there, just on off camera.
He's not allowed to run out the room.
Exactly. I'm on switching duty today while Jo's learning the whole process. So, you know, I think it'll be lots of fun. Make sure, everybody, that we're giving some nice comments. I'll be watching them. I'll pop some up for Jo to see as well. And then hopefully we'll have lots of fun. So anyway, there you go. Over to you, Jo. Have some fun.
Much, Matthew.
I'm going to just
right.
be over here.
And I shall shimmy across a little bit and say hi to everybody. This is my first one. As you can tell, I'm a little bit nervous and probably a bit red in the face by now. But let's enjoy. We've come up with a really pretty design for you. Hopefully you will love it.
You say we. It was your design.
It was mine, but it was their idea for me to come and join and have a look around their bead stash and pick beads. And oh, that was amazing. It's a complete Aladdin's treasure trove of jewels and gems and sparkle. Wow, it was amazing. It was a magic place to be. So I had free rein on picking beads out and then coming up with a project that hopefully will inspire you to have a go, and picking the colours was brilliant as well. Obviously you can imagine so many to choose from, and I've picked out what I considered to be a real nice selection, like a bit of everything for everyone. My favourite colours, as you will find out as we go along, is definitely purple, but there are combinations sometimes you put together and they just ping and you think, oh, I love that. So the blues and the coppers at the moment we've got going on with these leaves, just absolutely, you know, they just speak to me. The colours are beautiful, and let's try and get that in the camera for you. There we go. So I think the colours on there just work, certainly with autumn colours out there at the moment as well. You've got the beautiful oranges and bright pinks and everything, the copper tones against the blue skies when we've got the sun out like today. So yeah, that was definitely a favourite. The purple was where I started. It was my go-to colour normally, and you can see the colours that come off of these leaves is absolutely stunning. There's like little rainbows on every single one, and yeah, peacock leaves or feathers come to mind, and then the little peacock beads, the glass, they're beautiful as well, and the colours just pick up from each other. We got a comment. Jo, hair looks like my purple penny, fantastic. I love your colour. Mine should be purple. It goes this colour every now and then when you wash it too often. But yeah, purple's great colour. You'll probably see that a lot as we go along. Oh, another comment. Thank you, guys. Oh, good. Well, if you do bite, don't bite too hard, hey? We don't mind a nibble. This little colourway here, I just love the sparkle with the facets of the crystals and the bright spring leaves. But, you know, even with the autumnal colours, some of the trees in my garden has got these real zesty yellow and green tones to it still at the moment, even before they turn for their orange and reds. And these beads here with the like a polka dot matte finish, just lovely. They catch the light, and because of the colourways, they're just really pretty. So yeah, I don't know what colourway would be your favourite. Hard choice really. Purple would be tops. The blues are definitely getting high on the list now, and say those greens, I just think there's so much vigour and life to them. So yeah, it's a toughie. Let me know what your favourite colours are. Be good to know. So, project today, we're going to do a little bit of wire work. So if you find yourself beading and you've run out of your head pins or just general bits of findings that you've got at home in your stash normally, but you've got lots of wire. Sometimes you get kits and you get more wire than you can use in one kit. Not a problem in my mind, but it's always good to have these things in your stash. So I've got a 0.6, it's a purple coated, obviously purple, you know what I'm like already, purple coated wire. It's lovely and flexible and it's nice and strong as well. So we will make a version of the purple, so I could work through it with you and see. Nice and simple. So we'll move these other bits out the way. We'll put that one just near the top so you can see what's. Was that going to be out of focus, Matthew, if I do that?
Oh, it might.
Is it going to mess up? Okay.
It might mess with the focus.
Okay,
It's
let's move it out
but
the
yeah,
way.
Don't forget, you can play with the zoom in, zoom out. It's up to you.
Technical stuff, technical. Okay, so basically we're making little sets of components. So for each branch, we're going to have one of these lovely peacock leaves with the seed beads and the wire. We're going to do a slightly shorter version, so it's got a few less seed beads. We're going to have a little fire polish crystal on its own, but the sparkle out of those is beautiful when they move around. And then that's the three main components that hang off of each jump ring. And then the main segments are these beautiful peacock beads, and you can see, let's catch that in the light because the colours really
focus,
ping.
You can really bring it even up to nearly here.
Ooh,
Yeah, look
technical,
at that. See?
wow.
Good camera.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are so pretty. So there we go. So that's the components we're going to be making. So this bracelet, that's got 6 sections to it. So it's going to have 6 of these peacock beads, and then we're going to have 6 of each of these sections. Okay, so let's just start with we'll get those out of the way of the camera. We'll start with the long one first. So you just take a comfortable length of wire, and say we've got plenty of wire, so don't worry about where you're using. Okay, give it a little bit of through the thumb and finger, just to give it a little bit of warmth. Don't make it nice and easy for you to use. I'll say it's not a problem using this wire anyway. Okay, so first we're going to take the leaf. Now the peacock leaves, you'll find the hole is front to back. If you're using the copper leaves or the green leaves, and some other variances are out there, the hole is actually side to side. Now it doesn't make any difference on how you do this section. So you pop your wire through that top hole, and you want to give yourself about 1 inch more if you want to, because say we've got plenty of wire. We're going to pinch the 2 wires up together, and then get your thumb and finger and push the 2 gently into each other. Okay, so you get this nice little point here. The 2 wires up here are running parallel. Okay, then leave your longer one ahead, bring the shorter one down towards you or away from you, whichever way you prefer to work. I like to, because this wire is quite easy to work with, I like to hold on to it, just put my nail into the wire there and twist the leaf, so it works a bit like a key. And whether you work clockwise or anti-clockwise, you still get the same result. As many twists as you fancy. This is your design when you're working on it. So I've got about 3 wraps there, and just give it a little snudge down. Okie dokie. When you're happy, obviously you can take this little coil all the way up if you like, a little bit further, a whole centimetre, it'll be a part of your design. Take your snips, just get in as close as you can, put your finger on top of the wire, so when you cut it doesn't ping off and hit Matthew. And take that spare bit.
No, just kidding.
When me and my husband got together, I used to bead in bed because that was in the mother-in-law's house, and we were always finding bits of wire. So here I'm just pinching it in because I want to make sure there's nothing sharp sticking out. Just run your finger over the top, make sure there's nothing sharp. So now we've got our little leaf attached. Okie dokie. So then it's a matter of putting a couple of seed beads on. So the first one had 5 seed beads and I just alternated the colour. So we went for a purple, the turquoise, another purple, another turquoise, and another purple. Sorry, that's out of shot. Well, these little beads have a habit of running all over the place on this mat. Okay, up to you entirely. You could just use one colour of bead here. You could bulk them so the 3 purples are together and the 2 blues. However, it will make a difference on your overall effect when you finish the bracelet. Okay, I'm going to take my round nose pliers now, right onto the end, and just do a 90-degree bend. Okay, so you've got, hopefully you can see that, little 90-degree bend. Put your pliers in a little bit further because obviously the diameter of the plier changes as it goes up towards your hand, and you want your little loop to be about 2 to 3 millimeters round. Bring your wire over the top and pull it down, and then you get that sort of shaped little P. Pop your plier back in and then wrap the wire. Now I tend to go round 2 or 3 times. You might find if your design was different and you wanted 3 or 4 or 5 wraps here, you might choose to echo that when you get to the top part. Just up to you entirely. And then bring your cutters back in, and again up to the beadwork, hold on to the wire and snip. And then again I would just straighten up my loop if it's gone a bit wonky, and you can see the little bit of wire that I've not quite got in with the snips. Okie dokie, and I'm just going to get my pliers and take that in. So again, we don't want any sharp parts. It's all nice and smooth, and we've got our first little component. Oh, the colours on that beautiful.
I think it looks great.
Some amazing colours. So that's one. We will repeat the process. Let's take another little length of wire. Try to keep your wire wrapped up.
I was going to say, that's a really interesting way of doing that there, where you're using the wire.
Otherwise you get wire everywhere.
Yes, I know. I am one who always gets wire everywhere,
so,
and now I'm not going to.
You're not
that's
going
a great
to.
tip. See, even I'm learning things now. This is great. I tell you, I need to learn these wire techniques.
Whether it's a cable tie or just another piece of wire wrapped around your reel, keep hold of it. And then, like you say, you won't end up with a mess with wire absolutely everywhere. So yeah, a lesson for you, Matthew.
Thank you.
Yes, well, welcome. Okay, so secondary leaf. This one's going to have a shorter stem. So again, as before, about 1 inch the other side. Both wires up together. Thumb and finger, and just pinch them in like that. You could do that with pliers if you haven't, or you're not happy using your fingernails. Some ladies, you like to have your gel nails, you know, it might not be the best thing for them, or it might give you an advantage. I'm not sure, I've never tried them. Wire wrap, so round 2 or 3 times, and your fingernail is effectively putting on the pressure where you want your wire to wrap at this point. There we go. So we did 3 on the last one, we'll do 3 on this one. I like to keep things consistent in a design like this. Back to your cutters, pop it as flush as you can get it, snip, take the excess away, and there we go. We're just going to use the pliers just to push that in so you've got no sharp bits. Just shape it round, and there we go, that's that part. Now I'm just going to put the seed beads back on. So we're going to have the purple, turquoise and the purple, and then here we go. So again, like we're saying, this is the short version, so there's a long version and the shorter version, and it just gives your bracelet, when they're hanging together, it gives it a little bit of movement really, because one will be slightly higher than the other. Take your pliers in, 90-degree bend, move your plier up a little bit, just so you've got a little bit of diameter there. Bring your wire around, move your plier into that section, and then wire wrap. And again, 2 or 3 times. Okay, hopefully I'm keeping this in camera for you guys. There we
So
go.
far so good, yeah.
Good. And again, just to straighten up your little loop, and then make sure you haven't got your sharp bit sticking anywhere. Okay, so now we've got our 2 little leaf sections. The next one, see another piece of wire here, is going to be the little fire polish crystal. Oh, these are gorgeous colour. They've got like a little AB coating on them, I think. But the sparkle that comes off of those, I mean, look at that. That's just, oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Little turquoise flashes and crystal flashes. A bit of amber as well sometimes. Okay, so this one, give yourself a little bit more wire to work with. So that's probably about 1.5 inches, maybe. Go a bit more if you want. So we've got plenty of wire, it's not a problem. We're going to take this bottom wire and take it up. Use your fingers to mould it up around the bead itself. Okay, so we're now looking like that. We're going to go over the top, so we've got like a cross between the main head pin, if you like, of the wire, the bit that goes around the bead, and then that's going to be in a moment nice and snug against that top of the bead. You see that? Yeah. And then again, use your hands or your pliers if you prefer, and you're just going to nicely wrap that wire, whichever method you want. If you want to use your fingernails or your pliers. And the idea is to use the bead to turn and put the pressure on this wire here and try and keep this wire straight. And then again, up to you. I think I'm going to do about 6 wraps this time, so it looks like a little berry hanging down from a stem. There we go. I think that's about 6. And again, cut, hold on to that wire, pinch it in to make sure it's nice and smooth there. We're going to take our round nose, again a 90-degree bend on that section. Move your pliers round. Let's try and get the camera out. I'm wiggling around far too much for it. There we go. So we're bringing that wire down. We reposition our pliers again, and we just take this round. Now, if you've not got a very long stem here, just use your pliers, make them work for you. Just take that round until you've got a nice smooth coil of wire around that main thread. Okay, and this is going to be sort of like our, like I say, like our berry on our autumn bracelet, and just smooth them in. Okay, so now we've got our nice little crystal encased. And so if you had head pins, you could just go straight through the top and put a wrap, but this actually gives you a little bit of more interest, a different way of using your wire. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully you can all see that. So that gives us our 3 little dangly elements to our bracelet. Now for the actual joining piece, if we pick this one back up and show you, we've got these peacock beads. They've got a seed bead either side, and then we've got a wrapped loop either side of that there. Lovely. Excellent camera work, Matthew. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to put that bit together now. So again, a nice little length of wire. Pop up your next bead. We'll start with the loop first, because it just gives you less things to hold on to. So you will find different diameters of wrapped loops will make your bracelet longer or shorter, or it's a design choice of how you want it to look. I tend to always have a favourite point of my pliers, which is about almost a centimetre up them, and it gives it about a 3mm wrapped loop. Okay, so if you only want small wraps, come to the point. If you want to really like a 5mm, then come to the base here. But so we'll go sort of middle because it's easier to work with as well. And then just wrap around the plier. So you're kind of using this as a mandrel more than anything. So your wire is now, here we go, sort of 90 degrees. It comes underneath and that. Grab hold of the top and bring it round. And again, for this one I've done 2 wraps. If you're wanting your bracelet to be longer, this is a point where you could choose to have more wraps, and then you'll make your bracelet longer. Okay, so we got our nice neat little wrap. Cut off the excess. And then just turn that. If your wire keeps moving around your hand, just hold on to the loop instead. And then get your little snips in there. Just flatten that pointy bit down. There we go. And it is worth spending those couple of extra seconds just to get that wrap nice. Okay, and then we're going to add what should we do? Should we do a turquoise or a purple one? Let's go for a purple seed bead this time. A purple seed bead, just popping that on there like that. And then through the bead there. I've got a slight little, just going to cut that off. That's better, we've got a nice finish to it now. It makes it hard work if you leave it with a slight bend at the top of a wire. It just makes picking up your seed beads awkward as well. Okay, so we got our loop, we got a seed bead, we got our peacock bead, and we got another little seed bead. And to do the wrap, again, we're just going to pop the pliers above that seed bead, 90 degrees through that way. Adjust your pliers and get it to about where you had when you were doing this wrap loop at this end. Bring the wire around, reposition your pliers, and then wrap. And again, I've done 2 wraps that side, I'll do 2 wraps this side. Okay. There we go. So if anyone's got any questions, yeah, please let me know you're there and you're enjoying it so far. If I haven't explained something very well, just let us know in the comments.
Usually when the comments are quiet, that's a good sign. Everybody's watching
You're
intently. They
engrossed.
all want to know exactly
You're all learning.
what's going on. I don't want to miss anything because I'm too busy typing comments.
Oh, this is good then. This is very good.
Yeah, I think it's going very well.
Okay.
I'm loving these little wrap techniques. There's some really clever little.
It's a really good way of making your own component, essentially.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like why get a head pin when you can just.
Yep.
Look at that.
You know, we all,
they're so
every now and
neat
then,
too. How do you do that?
We all run out head
pins.
pins.
You got the skills.
You know, it just happens.
Well, it's like having a purple head pin. You're not going to get a purple head pin very easily, are you?
No, but you can buy lots of reels of wire.
Well,
and have
exactly.
every colour
It goes a
you
long
want.
way, doesn't it?
You know,
wire.
and you do happen to have quite some nice colours in
We
your
do. Do
shop.
you know, there's even more which aren't on the website. We realised this morning, yet more colours that will need to be put onto the website. There's another 5 or 6, I think.
Well, I think I need to have one of every one, I think. You know, just for demo purposes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just
right?
in case.
Yeah.
That's it. So here we go. So we're going to have all our components and we're going to make 6 of each of these. If you've got particularly petite wrists, then you may only need 5 of each set to do this. If you've got, I don't know, if you went off and brought several bundles, I mean, you might want to mix it up and make a necklace and just keep going.
One lady did mention that earlier, that it would make a great necklace. And where is that comment? I might have it just here. Where is it hiding? Here we go. Amy said they would be very pretty off a necklace as well, and Heather said, I could see earrings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that's a great idea. They
Brilliant
would make fantastic
ideas.
earrings, especially because you've got them in the two different heights.
Yeah, well,
They'd
if you
sit
imagine,
just like that.
you know, that,
Yeah, exactly, in little berry.
and or if you wanted a slightly longer earring, then you go for that part as well, and you have your ear hook up here. I mean, just looking at that,
Yeah,
looks
that's
like...
a really fun idea. It's almost got the American Indian vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Like very boho, I think.
Yeah, very boho chic.
I really like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And also, you know, you could just have a really long length of cord or chain and have it as a pendant as well.
Yeah,
you know, you
or
don't-
even as like a bag charm. I know lots of people want to...
on your purse, you could just have a small key
exactly.
ring on the top of it. That'd
Yeah,
be
lovely
lovely.
idea.
So, you know, if you're stuck for little Christmas gift ideas, imagine that in your Christmas cracker.
What other ideas have you guys got? Come on, comment in. We want to hear these comments. What other ideas have
you been
got?
inspired? What ideas? Yeah, absolutely. We love ideas. So, right, okay. Let's think about the next section. So I've mentioned about the sizing. If you've got petite wrists, you just want maybe 5 sections of everything. I've based this on 6 sections, which I come up for about a 7-inch bracelet, I think. And you can vary that again by changing the size of your wrapped loops. If you put seed beads on either side of your peacock bead, that again will affect the overall length you're working with. You could have more seed beads, you could have less components or more components. Entirely up to you how you go about your design and whatever pleases you. And so when we've got all our little components made up, we're then going to use some jump rings to actually secure them together. So we've got these lovely silver jump rings, about 6mm I think, Matthew, aren't they?
Yep, they're 6mm, those jump rings.
So, and this is how we're going to do this. So what I will do is we'll show you a few, because I'm sure everybody knows jump rings, but in case you haven't used jump rings before, let's get these out the focus of the camera now. So we've got our jump rings. So it's a ring of metal, and there's a cut hole, handsaw cut or machine cut. And to open it, you need to go north to south with your jump ring. Okay, don't go east to west. You misshape the jump ring, you'll never get it back into a nice round shape. When you close it, north to south again. And usually when you're working with jump rings and you're closing, you go past the close point and then you come back and do that a couple of times. It just hardens the metal. In here it makes it a little bit stronger. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our jump ring, we're going to pop on our peacock bead, the rectangle, and then we're going to add our dangles. So you can do these randomly or you could have a little pattern. So I'm going to go for the little fire polish bead there. I'm going to go for the leaf with the 3 seed beads, and then I'm going to go for the leaf with the 5 seed beads. Okay, and as this is a component in a bracelet, we need to add the second little peacock rectangle. Okay, once they're all in a little cluster, you can just about see that without me dropping them off the jump ring, we're going to hold on to that jump ring and go north to south. So we're going to go just past and then bring it back, and then you should get a lovely, so we can get that on the camera, a nice join there. Okay, because you don't want your little components that you spent ages working on jumping off. Okay, and that, when I lay it down, that gives us our first little section. Okay, so this is how you build up your patterns. So let's take another jump ring, and you can feel it in your finger. If you can't see where the join is, you'll be able to feel it against your thumb or finger. Get your pliers, so north to south to open. So you want to hang your last component you just put together on there. Just check the order of your beads so you can add them the same, but if you want it random, absolutely up to you how you do that. So we add our fire polished, we add our leaf with 3 seed beads, and we add our leaf with the 5 seed beads. Okay, and again the next part of the bracelet, the rectangle peacock bead, and jump ring all the way over and back again. Okay, so we've got a nice join there. Okay, just some ideas for making a difference to your bracelet as you're going along. You can, on this side design here, I've actually doubled up on the jump rings in each case there. I just think it adds an extra bit of texture to your bracelet. You could add 2 or 3 jump rings in there, it'd be really nice. If you got the patience and you want to try it, do the Russian rings with the 3 interlacing jump rings. You might enjoy that, or you might give up that because it's quite tricky. The bits go everywhere. So we'll leave that there for a second. I just want to show you on the actual, let's show you on this one. The clasp, we've used a little lobster claw clasp on this design. And we've just used a little joining piece. Again, we're going to make this out of wire. So you can see it's a small wrapped loop with 1 seed bead in the middle of it, and that joins our jump ring here and our lobster claw clasp at this end. And this section, if you need to gain some extra millimeters to make your bracelet just the right size for you, or maybe you're making something for a friend, that's where you could actually add either another fire polish bead to make it a bit bigger, or a couple of seed beads. That's entirely up to you. And then we're going to do a little wrap loop for the clasp. Let's say this is a little lobster claw clasp. We're going to bend the wire around the pliers. Depending on the size of your lobster claw clasp, just give it a little consideration for the size of your wrapped loop. If you really like those nice chunky lobster claw clasps, like sort of about 2 centimeters, you know, that sort of size clasp, you're going to want a nice loop so it works nicely together. Pop your clasp on, grab your pliers, and then do your little wrap loop. Okay, and again, think about all your other wrap loops you've done in your design up to this point. If you've only done 2 or 3 coils, carry on and do 2 or 3 coils on this part. It all adds to the main design feature. And then snip off the extra. Again, just make sure it's nicely tucked in and it's nice and smooth, you've got nothing to catch there. And I'll just pop a fire polish on just to show you. Take your round nose pliers again, give yourself that little 90-degree bend, wrap all the way round. Okay, now this is the bit I quite often forget. I'll get carried away and I continue with my little wrap loop, and I do the little wraps and then think, I forgot to join it onto my actual bracelet. And then we've got, ooh, Purple Snowdrop says these would be cute for bridesmaid jewellery. Oh, what a lovely idea. Can you imagine? Melanie, could you also make as a keyring? Yeah, brilliant.
There's a couple more other ideas people have had.
Oh, little dangles on a hair barrette. Oh, that would be gorgeous, wouldn't it? Absolutely pretty idea.
And there was one question over here from Irina. Would it be okay to make a jump ring from wire?
Yes.
How thick of a wire would you need to use? I assume it would need to be thicker than
I would go I'd go thicker than this, sort of
0.7,
depending on what jewellery you're making. If you're a bracelet, you want something with a little bit of strength to it because you can catch on things easily, so I'd probably use a 1mm wire. 0.8 you can probably get away with as well, and certainly if it's on the necklace I'd be happier with 0.8s and 0.6s. And obviously you could, depending on how you're using it in your design, you could actually make more of a spiral ring, so it looks a bit like a split ring, and then weave on, but that will be limited to as to how you're using it in the design, as to how you fit it. So there's some different options there, but yeah, certainly making your own jump rings. If you
Maybe we'll have to do a tutorial just on making your own findings. That could be a really fun idea, actually. I'm gonna just from your one question there, maybe that's a whole extra video we can do.
That'd be brilliant. Let us know if you fancy that, guys.
Yeah, I know. What other ideas have you got for videos? Come on, guys, comment in.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do something. Anything. Okay, we'll just snip away that extra piece, tuck in that little spare cut-off wire there. Okay, so we've got a nice join between our bracelet piece and our clasp, and also because we're using coloured wire, it means it ties in nicely. I've used a silver lobster claw clasp because I've got the silver jump rings in here, and again that's just a design element to think about using the different coloured jump rings and different colour clasps, similar design. It would also look quite cool, certainly I think, with the copper and blue leaves, if you were to use copper metal and gold metal together, and the silver with gold with the green leaf design, which if I show you that one again now. Okay, so this is the spring luster. We've given it a nice name, but if you can see, I've got a white, or I think it was called ivory.
Yes, so this is actually, it ties in perfectly. One of the ladies just asked, the spring choice doesn't have the wire, she says. Well, actually, it's just that we didn't have it on the website yet, so I've just put it in manually. So if you get any of the bundles, you will get all of the things. So every single bundle has leaves, every single bundle has peacock beads, you've got clasps, you've got jump rings, you've got your wire, you've got 2 colours of seed beads. What else is in there? Is that everything? I think all the bundles come with everything. So even though some of them aren't listed, those are just the things I realised when I was making the bundle. They're not on the website yet. We have many, many things which are not yet on the website. I'd say a third of the products aren't on the website.
Partly my fault, guys, because I've gone through the stash and found lots of nice goodies, and I thought, oh, I'll use that, and then Matthew's got the job of putting it on the website for you. So yeah, I think over the next few months.
This one also doesn't say that it's got these peacock beads, but of course it comes with those gorgeous luster mix peacock beads. You will get everything in the bundle. 6mm. I knew I forgot something. All of it comes in each bundle, even though it's not showing for all of them. All the things which aren't showing are the things which aren't yet on the website.
Yeah, and while I've got this one in my hand, showing you all, guys, this one I've actually double wrapped the wrapped loops at either end of the peacock bead there. Can you see that? Because
a bit more central. That's it.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Let's get in the camera. So I've got a double wrap going on here. Just again, it's about creating texture and something a bit different. So just the way we've done the wraps, other than you take the wire around your pliers twice. Okay, so we'll pop that one to one side. We'll come back to our, that would actually make quite a nice bag charm, I think. Just
exactly,
just like that, wouldn't it? Or on your purse. So that was brilliant.
Amy says there's so many leaf colours on the website only since last night. I was doing them last night at 9 p.m. Only then were they on. Before that there was about 8, but now there's about 38.
Just making him work hard.
And one last question here. Dulcie says, how many clasps do you get? 10 lobsters.
Yeah, a pack of 10. So you
plenty.
Can,
so more or less
lots.
you're getting a whole bag worth of each of the products. It's 15 meters of the wire. You've got 10 clasps. I think it's about 7 grams of the jump rings, which is somewhere in the region of about 150. You've got, depending on which leaf you go for, it's either 18 or 20 of the leaves. The bigger leaves are slightly less, the smaller leaves have slightly more. And then the peacock beads, I think on average, are around about 15 except for the luster mix one, because they're a little bit bigger. I think that one's more like 12. I think.
So plenty there to like have a go, get involved with it, come up with your own ideas, have a play with the different lengths of linkage you can use, mixing your seed beads and the different sides of wire wrapping you can do. The wire's really forgiving. I think you're going to find it really easy to work with. It's just a really nice, wire, and the colour is, I picked purple, obviously that's me, but some of the other colours are equally gorgeous. It's hard to choose once you see all of them, what's available. But you can, it's just a beautiful design, and because it will dangle, to do that up, and you get a lovely dangle across your wrist. But it's like if you've made it into a necklace, make it longer. If you made the bracelet, you could do a small version for a necklace, just so you've got an element all the way through your attire. The earrings are really nice, easy make to do as well, if you're just using them as part of the section. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
So we'll show people on the website now what
Brilliant.
it looks like if you want to go and get the bundle. Where is it? It's hiding from me. There we go. Okay, so I'll show you the home page for today. So if we just pop over, here we go. So today on www.beadspider.co.uk, this is what the homepage looks like for today. As per usual, if you want to watch today's video, this big button up here, this will take you to where you can, they're on the same page. This button down here takes you to the actual video, and just below it we have all of the products. So if you click on this one, I'll show you, I'll click on the big one there. It takes you straight to where all the products are, but if you just scroll up, there's the video. See, look, there it is, all the products. There's the video. So it's as easy as possible to find them. If you missed the beginning, for example, you want to watch a recap, or, want to put Jo in slow-mo, you can do that with YouTube there. It will let you do all of those things. Then scroll on down. You do have each of the different bundles just here. So whichever one takes your fancy. They will make 2 bracelets, do you think, depending on how you lay them out? At least 2, maybe 3?
Yeah, if you went for, say, single leaves or doubled up on the fire polish beads, you'd easily get 2 bracelets out of
easily,
it.
Yeah.
If you wanted more, so you got a bit for necklaces and earrings, then just have a single leaf drop on each one. Which would look lovely as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if you got, maybe, if we just scroll on down a bit, grabbed yourself some extra leaves, look how many there are. If you grabbed yourself some extra leaves, you would have loads more, because you've got so much wire, you've got so many clasps. If you've got a bag of ear wires, I should have put that in the product, you could easily make yourself some ear wires, some earrings.
Yep,
even with the
absolutely.
lobster, as Jo has done it, you could do it with as a bag charm with what you have already. That would be a really good way of getting through all of your products, because you will definitely have things left over. But yeah, last thing to tell you is, if you want to get these bundles at 20% off, so doubling your discount, they're all 10% off, but if you want 20, you want to get extra savings, make it go even further, mix and match your colors, play with the designs and sort of see what you can come up with. We've tried to make it extra easy for you with this one just here. If you go and get that one, you will get, in fact, it's over 20% off by about a couple, I think it's about £1 or so. 20% off, over 20% off. So yeah, it's very good value. 3 different colors chosen by Jo, which they all look fantastic. Sometimes the beads the camera just does not do them justice, which I think in this instance, the purple leaves that you get, they just, on the camera, they do look lovely, but they're even nicer in real life, I think. Yeah. And especially the 3 different designs. She's really put together some beautiful colorway options for you guys. So yeah, go have a look, go see what you think, and have fun playing around. But yes, I think that pretty much finishes off for today. I think we're having a bit of, I think the software's having a bit of a moment. There we go. So yeah, I think we've just done everything that we need to do for today. So I think that was some good fun. So how did you find your first tutorial?
Wow.
Was it
Yeah,
fun?
it was great. I absolutely love the interaction you guys are bringing us, and ideas that you're coming up with as well. This, the whole idea is to give you ideas and techniques, and maybe even the colourways that just inspire you to have a go yourself and come up with these ideas.
Well, I mean, you're definitely helping people to be inspired just by showing them. I think some of the little details on how you do the techniques and things, you can see if I... Wait, let's just have a quick look at some of these little detail bits. You can really see just how nicely... Let's just... fade that in there, how nicely these little loops are done, and using Jo's techniques. Funnily enough, as I said, because wire isn't quite as much of my forte as Jo's here, you can see her work is just absolutely lovely. So the neatness and tidiness of it that you get is just so professional that this is why you're here, Jo. This is
the
what
wire lends itself nicely because it is so nice to hold, manage, and work with. It's not fighting you, which some wires will. The higher, the thicker the wire, the more fight it's going to give you. So if you practice on this wire, it's got enough stability to hold a shape, but it's malleable enough to actually make it go where you want it to go rather than where it wants to go. So it's a good starting ground if you're not familiar with working with wire.
Well, it's a good middle ground. It's not too thin, not too thick, so it's sort of good to get to grips
That's it.
with the
and
wire.
Because you've got so many lovely colours as well, you can play with the colour in amongst your jewellery and your beads. You don't have to stick with gold, silver. You can use the coloured wire to be a feature of your design, like what we've got with today's bracelet. I mean, a good example of that, if we can show it, is this one and this one in comparison. This, because this one uses
Here, let me just
silver.
pop it up on the screen for you. Let's zoom out.
There we go.
There we are.
I'll show you these two. So this is the one I've been working on today with the
purple
wire and the silver jump rings. This is the one I've worked previously.
Let's get a little closer so you can see. So look, so that one's with purely with silver wire as her sample demo at the beginning, and then that one there is with the purple wire. You can see how much more berry-like almost that it is.
It's richer
lovely.
in colour. It's more plummies and things like that.
Exactly. It really brings out the purples in the beads
too. But if you want something a bit more contemporary, which I think is silver being more contemporary, then you go for all the silvers. But that just shows you what difference a different colour wire can actually make.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just these. See, this is why Jo is here. She's full of expertise and knowledge that you guys at home will all be really getting to make the most of. So Jo is going to be here on Tuesdays, coming up at least until mid to late December. Then everybody's having a break, even me, over Christmas and in the early parts of January. She'll be back next week with a really fun little seed bead design this time. So that one I think is going to be really good. It's sort of mixed material. It's got both seed beads. It'll have glass beads. There's some wire in it as well, using a bit of memory wire as well. We're getting creative. Lots of fun things coming up over the next few weeks. We've been working out exactly what we're going to do over the coming weeks. Jo's been digging around in all of the boxes through Aladdin's cave, as we call it, to bring us some lovely colorways. So much like today, where they're all going to come with bundles. If you've got, so in terms of instructions, here's this video. So every time Jo is doing one of these tutorials, she's going to go all the way from the beginning to all the way to the end, so that when you get your bundle at home, just pop this video back on, follow along with Jo, and then you will be able to make the entire thing from beginning to end. But yeah, lots and lots of bundles coming. Who have we still got here with us? There's some lovely comments. I'll pop them up on the screen.
It's lovely.
Here we go. So unfortunately, I can only show up the YouTube comments, but Rhonda, who is in Australia, so what time is it there, Rhonda? I know the clocks have changed. It's probably not as late as usual. It must be about 10 p.m, I would think. Nearly 11. She says, congratulations on your first tutorial. Really enjoyed it. Lorraine says, really good tutorial, easy to follow. Thank you, Jo. Look forward to more.
Thank you.
Stacy, great job, Jo. Thanks for all the little tips and tricks. Yeah, she's absolutely full of these ones. We have another one here, which is Tara, maybe? KD Tara Bell. Well done, hugs from Canada. That's right.
Hugs right back at you.
Heather says, thank you, Jo. And here we are, Purple Penny. Thanks, Jo. Great tutorial, very clear. And what do we got over on YouTube? Do we have many people on YouTube? Here we go. Evelyn suggests that I'm trying to
see between technical
I know,
equipment.
between the camera and the screen, and it's like all the way through there. Let's see. Evelyn says the leaves would look. I'll get you to read those.
The leaves.
You can read those ones.
I can see those ones. The leaves would look beautiful in bead embroidery as well. Absolutely, I'm a big fan of bead embroidery. So yeah,
that's something Mum's got on her agenda. That she wants to do a bit of bead embroidery. We got some beads which we have just arrived not that long ago, which we're going to test out for those. Yeah. But anyway,
he's hidden them.
Oh
from
wow,
me.
Rhonda, it's gone the other way. It's 2 a.m.
Oh.
Yuck! What are you doing up, Rhonda? Go to bed.
Oh, wow.
Jeez,
thank you.
That's dedication to the beadwork there from Rhonda. Anyway, I think that will do us for today. A nice short one compared to my ones where I kind of just ramble on for hours at a time. So short and sweet, but showing you everything you need to know. So I think that was good. I hope you had lots of fun.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Very good. Well, Jo is going to be back with us next Tuesday, same time, same place. If you want to get the discounts on those bundles, you have until next Wednesday. So you've got a week and 1 day to go and get yourself 10% discount, or if you want to get all 3 bundles, a 20% discount. Now, stock is quite limited on these little bundles. It's just an initial little tester to dab our toe into the water. Exactly.
To see if you
throw you out on
me.
your ear. No, just kidding.
It. Please. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching. Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Have a lovely afternoon, and we'll see you all. I will see you all on Friday. I got some pre-records coming as well. Elizabeth necklaces, something that's related to this Friday as well. You'll see, it's all coming. But anyway, I will see you all. Thanks very, very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you on Friday, and Jo will be back next Tuesday. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.